This is Jill Alexander, wishing you a happy holiday to everyone at home and family.
He was amazing.
We're going to say we met him one day.
One
Like,
day
this
we
is gonna
knew
be
him.
huge.
We're already saying
Very
Yeah, we
true.
already
Yes, we
yeah,
are.
yeah.
So, ladies and gents, candy has been around for centuries. Thank goodness for that, right? But how many of us know about Turkish Delight? Do you know what Turkish Delight is? Well, Dan Kohler is here to tell us all about this Middle Eastern tradition and show us how we can actually make it at home in our own kitchens. Welcome, Dan Kohler.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I don't know what this is.
I do, though, because
do?
I'll tell you why. Turkish Delight could also be called Greek Delight because it is very popular in Greece as well. So I grew up eating this.
And in Turkish, it's called lokum, which translates roughly into mouthful. But is that the same in Greece?
In Greece, it's called lukumi. So they call it lukumi.
Okay.
Same thing.
This is a
What about
candy-
in America? What do we call it?
Turkish Delight.
Delight.
Yes.
This is a candy that's eaten throughout the Middle East. It's got a very interesting texture, but what I think makes it so unique is the collection of flavors that are used. In America, we think of candy as chocolate and caramel and vanilla, but what we're dealing with here are rose petals and pistachios and orange blossom water and a very secret ingredient that Debbie and I are both fond of that we'll get to in a little bit.
Exactly.
But that's what, to me, makes Turkish Delight just so unique. It's a beautiful candy, and it looks like Christmas ornaments. You can eat
does.
these. I mean, they're beautiful.
You're not going to get it past me.
Whoa.
I know.
The
I know what's
heavy-hitting
going on
questions
here.
are coming on now.
Yes, there's science involved, isn't
Of
there?
course.
Mark, if I'm here, there has to be science
That's
involved.
it?
Right.
Okay.
So, to put on the nerd glasses, technically, when we talk about Turkish Delight, it's a gel. And in chemistry, the word gel really means a semi-solid colloidal suspension, or a dispersion of solids in liquids. So what we're doing here is
Semi-soidal custodial pretension? What did you say?
God.
stick with the Greek.
Damn.
It's a semi-solid colloidal suspension.
Semi-solid colloidal suspension.
So what happens
Wow.
actually, chemically
delicious,
speaking,
doesn't it?
we're
That should have
taking
been
a
in
solid
password.
and we're whisking it into a liquid, and those solid granules slowly grow, and they create a gel. They create something that can no longer flow like water.
All right.
Wow. Okay, well, let's get started. How do you make
This
it?
really could not be easier. So what I've actually got here in the front pan, this is just some water and sugar boiling together. This is one of my favorite chemistry experiments to do with kids in terms of candy making, because most candy, you have to use a thermometer, and you're very specific. Turkish Delight is much easier. As soon as the water and sugar is boiling, take a slurry of cornstarch and water, take this off the heat, and slowly whisk this in.
Notice that we're sitting again for the candy segment.
Yeah, we might have to get up and do some more exercises after this.
You shouldn't be sitting.
Oh, boy.
So Dan, I have to say, I
Yes,
do
sir.
not like Turkish Delight. I never have.
Okay.
This is amazing.
You
I
like
was-
it?
Jumped in.
Honestly, I've never had good Turkish Delight. It is like
Well, I'm glad to hear. So you all have a couple of pieces on your plate. You've got some of my favorite flavors.
I love
We've
it.
got a walnut with orange blossom. There's rose and pistachio.
That's beautiful.
Barberry and lemon, and we've also got cinnamon coconut.
So is it
once-
like tofu? It takes on the flavor of whatever you
good.
put around it?
Exactly. So once you get here, you're going to start whisking this. Now here's where things get fun. You've got to do this for about an hour to an hour and a
What?
half.
Your hand has to get
Are
out.
you serious?
Listen, this is great. When you have a whole family in the kitchen, get them stirring. Take turns.
And you know what? That's where Denise Austin comes in. She'll be very happy.
So that's what I've got.
More calories than you eat.
That's what I've got here on the back one.
You seriously have to constantly.
You want to constantly stir because what's happening, chemically
Congealing.
speaking, we are breaking up those starch granules. And as the starch granules are sort of agitated, they absorb more water, they absorb more water, they absorb more water, and then they explode. And you get this really kind of beautiful, luscious texture, which is what Turkish Delight is known for.
The coconut one is beautiful.
So when they invented it, they used the phrase, wait for it.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
There you go.
Literally.
They
Now let's
literally
talk
had to-
about flavors. This is our favorite thing,
Okay.
isn't it, Debbie?
This is something called mastika, which in Greece is very popular. It's a liqueur. It's from the mastika tree from one island in Greece, and they also make gum out of it. There it is. You got this from the Greek market, didn't
Yes,
you?
ma'am.
Is that like gummy bears?
Well,
Well,
it's
give it a smell.
It's mastika, and
Eat it.
it's mastika in Greek means gum. So you add the
This is serious.
gummy the gummy.
The same
Yeah, it
Things
is. So,
Gummy bears.
and it's actually
Kinda.
like-
it's the word. It's
slightly
it's,
gummy.
it's the origin of the word masticate. So this is where we get the word we use for chewing here. Now, once you've stirred in your flavors and the nuts, this could not be easier. You're going to spread it out into a pan.
But can I ask you, what does the mastika do? Because it already looks gummy to me.
So the
why are you putting
mastica
mastika
here
in?
does two things. It actually does alter the texture slightly because it's a pine sap, but you're using it more for a background flavor. Like I said, these are not traditional American flavors. It's not chocolate, vanilla, and caramel. Mastica is sort of the background flavor through all of these. Now this needs to set for a couple of hours. That's what I have here.
Wait, this is not a like jiffy kind of.
No,
This isn't a box of brownie
There you go.
mix.
Now it pops right out,
that.
and it could not be easier. You dust it with some cornstarch.
Can you use any kind of sugar?
Yeah, this is where I think it gets really fun with the kids. I'm using cornstarch and white sugar, but once you get good at this, you could use palm sugar and potato starch. You can really experiment because it's just a chemistry class.
It's really interesting because it does not look appealing. And it's yet delicious. I honestly was like, oh, this is one of those where I'm going to have to fake it, you know?
Right.
No, it's really good.
What was the red one again?
That's barberry and almond. So barberries are these beautiful red berries that are actually grown in northern Africa and throughout the Middle East. They're nice and tart, which I like to complement the sugary texture and flavor of
What's
Turkish
interesting
Delight.
that Mark said that about how it looks, because a lot of the lukumi or the Turkish delights that you see on the market and in Greece and in Turkey are covered with chocolate because they don't look appealing without the chocolate on
so
top.
they're trying to hide it.
Yeah.
And you know, look, you can do the same thing with rose petals. You can do, like we've got over here, we've got some coconut flakes, we've got some barberry. These things are really easy to make pretty, and I think it makes a beautiful platter if you want to set this out, if you have guests coming over. It's not something you have to worry about.
And in general, so the soft things, you roll them in. You don't mix those in ever. Only the hard things like nuts.
Exactly.
Okay.
Dan Kohler, you are our American.
That was
Delight,
fascinating.
I would like
Fascinating.
to say. And for Dan's Turkish Delight recipe, go to our Pinterest page.
We're going to come right back. More with the family. Don't go away.
Really good, Dan.